Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're talking about some planetary energy. Hi, my name is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman. I'm an intuitive psychic medium here in the Sugar Land area. That's just outside of Houston. I work with my angels and guides to assist my clients in many areas of their lives, to bring them special messages from loved ones who have passed, to dialogue with their angels for guidance into their own situation, or to assist them with their own psychic abilities. If you like my content, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. That's right. Today we are talking about Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. And on March 23rd, 2023, Pluto will move into the sign of Aquarius and will be there until 2044. So it's going to be in there quite a long time, 11 years. This is this first visit to the water bearer sign since 1778 through 1798. This is a 20-year period that really explodes with growth of kind of like our Industrial Revolution for the Americans, kind of like our Age of Enlightenment, the original kind of like monetary systems for the United States, kind of like putting our roots, our monetary system in roots of like Pluto's energy, and kind of the last visit to Capricorn and Aquarius in an era that is really encompassed by like the American and the French revolutions and kind of all of this new energy coming forward. History really kind of talks to us about some major changes to our financial systems as we move into this energy again. This could be fundamental to like how we deal with money, kind of more moving into cryptocurrency or something else, but it's kind of getting rid of what we've been working with and kind of getting a whole new system. Money and the government are both forms of human technology. It's one of those, this is all about subject to like revolution and technology, kind of like what's coming in new, how is it coming in fresh and kind of different than what's been there in the past. This is really an event throughout civilization, from harnessing like the fire to kind of creating the wheel, kind of the birth of the alphabet, kind of like some huge things. And that's what's kind of led us to this now, this Pluto in Aquarius. This is just also kind of like talking about like where the new great age is coming in at, what are changing and modifying, kind of like satellite signals, and how is that going to upgrade and bring in new technologies and kind of bring in new materials. In 1792, Pluto was in was the last time it was in the sign of Aquarius, and the United States dollar became the nation standard for currency. Prior to this, the colonists issued continental paperwork, kind of made their own money, and that was like when everybody's like, no, we're going into a nationwide. This is where we're going to bring this in from. The money kind of was monetary system came in from the British, and kind of like, this is what we need to do to kind of offset what's going on with war and finances, and kind of finance the building of a new nation. Colonists kind of were really kind of ready to kind of let go of what had been of kind of like the tyranny of King George III and all of that, and kind of step into some new things. There was a lot of things that were going on that we may be also seeing at the same time. This could also be the cycle or destruction of kind of like our federal currency. Not that it's going to destroy it completely, but it may kind of like follow suit that it's going to change or modify drastically, and not just like, oh, here's a little bitty change. It's going to change drastically. Really, one of the things I thought was really interesting is the French philosopher Voltaire was talking about paper money will eventually return to its intrinsic value, zero. Very interesting. Today, the U.S. Reserve is on the world reserve currency. It's kind of like, because they're trying to kind of get a hold of inflation and that sort of thing, they're kind of just printing everything out, which is actually making our US dollar worth less and less and less and less. This is going to be some big changes for us. We also, during the same time frame, have Uranus in the sign of Gemini, while we have Pluto in the sign of Aquarius will be kind of the era of cryptocurrency. And I'm not really sure which cryptocurrency is going to kind of end up on top eventually. This is just going to be the beginning of it. And this really starts in 2024. Technology is kind of ruled by Uranus, and we'll be traveling close to kind of like Pluto and some other planets and Gemini, and kind of bringing in some really quick changes really fast. So things are going to be going really slow, and then boom, all of a sudden things are going to come in. And this is all about a technology revolution of kind of the emergence of cryptocurrency. How are we going to use that? How are we going to define that as it comes through for us? This is going to be a kind of holy moly of changes because it's really changing how we are dealing with our money. Given the presence of Uranus and Pluto, we may want to entertain the possibility that breaking away from kind of what's been going on into something brand new. We're not 100%. Astrology cannot tell you that what's going to happen. It could just tell you what's most likely going to happen. So that's quite interesting. Neptune and kind of changing all of this is going to be really interesting because Neptune is part of this. Neptune is driving our divine revelation, often associated with spiritual and religious movements, because Pluto was also in effect during the 1776 and all of that energy going on. But as an outer planet, it's lesser known association with war and catastrophes, including natural disasters and tsunamis. The myth of Neptune carries three-pronged trident and is the brother of Pluto, granting him the authority over the ocean. So this is going to be a lot of changes in a very short period of time, and things are going to be changing quite quickly. February 18th, 2022, Neptune will begin its trek through Pisces, making this an exact opposition to Neptune in the United States natal chart, which is in the sign of Virgo. This aspect only occurs every 165 years. Neptune is going to make a pivotal kind of change, and it really did this during that time frame during the Civil War. This is going to kind of coincide with our transcendental philosophies of kind of changing into a different type of spiritual energy and energy movements. We could be looking at a new research of kind of like, how do we do things, how do we change, how do we modify, and this is going to be shifting every 22 years. For example, we divide the boomers into boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, and so many others. These generations are grouped into four turnings in the at last for the last 80 to 90 years. Each has coincided with half of Neptune's cycle. The major themes of these larger cycles repeat every 80 to 90 years, and is going to be bringing in a lot of natural change and expansion. I know. Turning these cycles into understandable human history is very important, but it doesn't give us exactly what's going to happen. So on February 18th, 2022, Neptune will begin its trek in the sign of Pisces, making an exact opposition to Neptune in the United States natal chart. So this is all coming out at the same time. As we stated, Neptune 83 years ago, takes 83 years to complete half a cycle. So where Uranus takes 84 years to complete a full revolution, we will be encompassing this change, and it's going to be huge for a lot of us. This is going to be a great time for us to be aware and kind of watching what's coming up on the horizon. The more we kind of keep our eyes on what's coming up in front of us, the more likely we are going to have an eye for what's coming in at us. It's going to be some big changes coming all of a sudden. And I think that's part of the good part of it, but we're going to be making some huge changes. So let's get us some angel cards and get us a little bit more information about Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. So this one is popping up forward first. This is enchantment. change is not always bad. Change, so many people go, oh, I hate to change. I hate to do this. Changes don't have to be bad. They can be amazing and such pivotal times, not only for ourselves, but our people around us, our families, and even our country. The United States has some opportunity to make some amazing changes and upgrades of things like, we didn't really expect it to be this way, so let's make some great changes in this area. Surrender and release. If things are not working, make sure that you're surrendering that energy and releasing it so you can get the new in all of this. All of the new is going to be coming in very quickly, and it's going to make some amazing changes for us. Next, divine guidance. Our divine leaders are always with us. So many times people are like, oh, this can't be what they expected. It is, and I guarantee you, you chose to be here during this time frame to help everybody make changes, make upgrades, make new changes of the United States, make changes of where our cryptocurrency goes, what changes we want to make in kind of the water bearer energy of Aquarius. So kind of where do we want to be with that? What do we want to pour out into our world, and how do we want to modify and make changes and upgrades? I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.